It's XCOM2. Hello again. Back for more. Who knows what today's going to bring? I sure don't. And it would be really nice to know a little bit about what's up ahead, to be honest, because missions are certainly not getting any easier, and everything's just sort of getting a little bit stressful. I suppose it's, yeah, stressful. I'll say stressful. I don't know if it's stressful or what. There's a lot going on, shall we say. Taking a quick glance at the wounded list, we've got quite a few people coming back soon, so I'm not going to sort of spend too long worrying about that for now. We are just off the back of a reasonably successful assault mission where we failed to capture someone from Exalt that I was hoping to capture, but nevertheless managed the objective and got everyone home without, you know, death, so that's good. It seems like we've been doing this for a long time now, but nevertheless, that's just the way it goes. We are still scanning to build this radio relay, which should be complete, and sure enough, this will make it slightly cheaper for us to make contact with West Africa, which is what's going to happen next. Get treated to this radio relay.
Welcome to the fight.
There you go, Central being all intense about it. Yes, the next step is to expand into West Africa because the Avatar project is in desperate need of slowing down. And we need to have a way to make that happen. That radio tower has done a nice bit of work in terms of our current income situation, and just in time for the upcoming supply drop, which is in 44 hours, so that's cool. Let's switch over to West Africa then, and we can now afford to make contact. Of course, before we do that, we actually need to put an engineer away from the power coil, which jumps that to 28 days. Oh my goodness. However necessary it is. I'm going to pop that engineer in resistance comms. That engineer is basically going to live in there until such a time as we can afford to build a workshop, unfortunately. Does set back the shadow chamber, but we've got to just use the resources we have, unfortunately. So let's click in the right place. There we go. 80 intel. We'll end up with an extra 90 supplies as a result, and it would be super nice if this was like 5 days instead of 7.
Setting course for West Africa.
What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? 7 days, of course it is. Rapid collection, we've kind of looked at this previously, I think, maybe I dreamed it, I don't know. Rapid collection wouldn't be a bad thing, continent bonus for us to pick up by any stretch of the imagination. Just makes those supply drops able to be collected instantly. It's not like massively useful. There's certainly better continent bonuses that we could get our hands on. Mental fortitude comes to mind, but even so, it would be a little something. AP rounds is pretty cool. Down for having those available. Still wouldn't mind those sabot rounds though, let me tell you. However, take what you're given, right? I kind of think, you know what? Yeah, stick with it. Stick with it. One more experimental ammo, and then we'll switch over to grenades. That's going to be the plan there. We should see an infiltration mission become available. Yes, it is. However, as is standard practice for these missions, we are going to over-infiltrate. The end result of doing this mission, assuming we succeed, is that we get a brand new Templar, which is pretty cool. Nacho will finally have a friend.
Our inspiration did prove beneficial.
Feels like this has taken forever, and Tigan's just mentioned there that our inspiration proved beneficial. This was inspired, and it took the best part of a month, if not a month, to get finished, as it was delayed by 7 days. But Illyrian power integration is finally here, and that gives us a nice little bit of a bonus to our mag weapons and plated armor, both in terms of the damage they deal and the HP they provide us. And I think it was like maybe a mission or two ago I was starting to have a little bit of a concern over our damage output and being able to keep up. So these +1s are pretty massive, I would say, overall. Rapid excavation, fair enough. Advanced trooper autopsy, fair enough. Shield bearer is quite nice though. If I remember correctly, yes, experimental armor is a requirement for us to begin work on powered armor. Plasma rifle would be kind of nice. 21 days, like the big key research that we're interested in at this point to really get those upgrades in place is time sensitive, or time expensive, I suppose, is the correct way of looking at it. We'll get the shield bearer taken care of.
Physically, the Advent shield bearers are quite similar to the bulk of Advent's forces, in that they are the product of careful genetic engineering that generally mirrors the human form. Most of their unique qualities come from a difference in equipment and armor. Components I'm sure Shen would have an interest in examining.
Actually,
These
Tiger.
shield bearers are not all that
Yep,
dissimilar from their various Advent peers. Their armor is perhaps the most distinctive feature differentiating them.
Well, there you go. We've seen plenty of shield bearers at this point, and one of the special variants sort of caused a little bit of a concern in the mission we lost Spacey, where I kind of feel like maybe we should have prioritized the shield bearer a bit more. Them's the breaks, huh? Experimental armor in the proving ground. We should be able to complete this instantly if we were that way inclined, so we can check that out in a moment. Up next is the Advanced Assault Trooper Autopsy, which is going to give us a laser grenade and a lead-lined vest. That's interesting. No cutscene for this guy. This is actually a modded enemy, I believe. I could be well wrong on that. I think it is. Nevertheless, that's taken care of, which is cool. Protection against radiation and a health boost. And armor protection. And the laser grenades deal damage and penetrate armor. That's kind of cool. So there you go. So, our next major project is the question. Black ice rounds sounds kind of cool. Guess that would be an upgrade to the blue screen rounds. Inferno rounds would be an upgrade to the dragon rounds, I believe. Powered armor's not just a ways away in terms of the research time, but a ways away in terms of us being realistically able to afford it. Same kind of goes for plasma rifles. Although, between these two, plasma rifles is probably where we are going to look to get researching sooner rather than later. I actually think what we might need to do, although now that I've said that out loud, I take it all back. I was thinking about doing a data pad, but actually, probably don't need it. I could be wrong on that. Could be very wrong on that. I'm curious about Black Ice encryption and the Black Ice rounds, so let's get that rolling. And let's briefly swing by the proving grounds here. Experimental armor. Okay. Now this is this is quite useful indeed, because this is basically the armor equivalent of the ammo grenade and heavy weapon, and this is something that we can complete instantly. So I actually think we are going to burn a couple of cores just to see what we get. Hazmat vest, cool. Completely resistant to environmental hazards, fire, acid, and poison. I like it. Stasis vest, 2 health, built-in medkit, restores health to wounded soldiers. That's pretty cool. And a plated vest, increased health boost and additional armor. Okay. A couple more. Good measure. So that's 6 in total. So we can now outfit a squad with experimental armor, basically. We'll hold on to 12 cores for now. But that's pretty sweet. Down for those. Let's head back to the old scanning. Supply drops coming up, which means we're about to be judged.
Incoming message for you, Commander. Patching it through to your quarters now.
While I recognize that you've been placed in a difficult situation, Commander, our continued failings over the last month have left many in the Resistance concerned. Nothing short of a fast improvement will do.
Well, there you have it. You ever felt chastised by a man with no face? I sure do. 2 guerrilla ops failed is that's pretty brutal, to be honest with you. 3 avatar progress and 1 alien facility. Yeah. The assassin can now launch a deadly assault on the Avenger, so we're going to need to keep an eye out for that. We are going to need to keep people on deck for this as well, should it happen. And I really wish that they'd stop this crackdown on our income, but I guess this is better than, you know, delaying our research by a week or something like that. I don't know. So what we got? Vigilance. We've seen this before. Would be nice to counter, certainly. Signal jamming, if we're going to counter anything this month, is probably the one. I really don't want to be dealing with increased scanning times, and gonna hold back on revealing this one because 30 intel just isn't something that we can really afford at this present moment. And no change on our resistance orders, I think. We aren't actually constructing anything at the moment, but we may be able to get the Shadow Chamber underway in the non-too-distant future. So I'm going to hold modular construction in there for now, and we will take these supplies.
Avenger plotting new course.
Because 14 supplies is just no way to be. Although we could be attacked by the assassin,
I've made a number of interesting
we
discoveries,
should be
Commander.
looking at a situation where we unlock the assault on her stronghold before too long. So that's certainly a interesting predicament. What's going to happen first? Can we theoretically assault her before she can assault us, I guess is the question. We've got Black Ice Encryption on the go. That's got Black Ice rounds and a Black Ice Skulljack available in the Proving Ground. So we'll check those out. Black Ice rounds modifies one of our blue screen rounds. Weaponized version of Black Ice. I guess, yeah, it's just a flat upgrade to blue screens. Awesome. And Psionics is now inspired. I mean... Nah, I'm gonna just go for these sort of upgrades instead. So we'll keep on keeping on, I just don't have the room for psionics in my life at the moment, and it kind of sucks because psionics are quite powerful. But that's the way she goes, I guess. That infiltration mission there is ticking up quite nicely. But before anything else, we have got a retaliation. So it looks like that's going to be today's emergency. Exalt are running a large-scale exercise. Most troops initially encountered will be Exalt rookies. Operation Stinking Smoke. We've got to go.
For Sector 9, Western
Hopefully we
United
can
States.
get an increase in our regional income by rescuing some civilians here. That would be pretty good, wouldn't it? So we have got a few new toys to play with, which is quite nice. But let's see who we can send on this. Let's see indeed. I do believe that this is actually quite a nice selection. This is probably the most we've had available in a little while. It's a crying shame that Goonstone is going to be out of action for another 3 days. It would have been a potential... Do you know what? We could still bring Kurog. Certainly an option. We'll leave Kurog there just for a moment. Let's see what else we've got going on. What do we want? What do we need? Given that this is a retaliation, we're probably going to want to bring our highest ranks. So, Crimea, Huckert, where are you? I just saw you. There you are. Good to finally have a combat engineer. I've really missed having a combat engineer on the last couple of missions, incidentally. Who's our best ranked marksman at present? It's Clav. Okay, cool. It's got up to 82 aim, which is a significant up from the last time we saw Clav, which actually was like the last mission we did, but nevertheless. Phalanx, Do we want to bring a Phalanx? I think we want to bring a Phalanx. Let's get Grim in there. And I do think fielding a Sapper is a good idea. Let's get Kalani back out, actually. We'll let Durthal get a bit more of their will back. Although now that I say it, no. Well, this isn't the time to be looking for promotions. We will hold back Ombre and Kurog with us. I think we're probably better served by bringing Griffith, the Reaper, just for the scouting potential. And if we run into the Warlock as well, I don't know why I've given Cloud Predator armor when there's a Spider suit available. Like a fool. There we go. Kind of thinking that we may want to switch Clav to AP rounds. Just giving that flat armor pierce bonus will be super nice there. And then we can take a look at some of the new... That's not what we want at all. No. Grim wants that. There we go. So, what have we got in terms of this? Stasis vest, plated vest. So, the nanoscale vest is just 2 health. All of these upgraded health. Wow, okay. The stasis vest is pretty big, for sure. They all give 2 health. And then something else. So they're all just flat upgrades to the nanoscales, which is pretty nice. Well, I know for a fact that Grim is going to benefit the most from the stasis vest, although now that I say that, plated vest for the armor? Does Grim want to regen health, or does Grim want to take less damage overall? Take less damage overall. That's what Grim wants to do. I think stasis vest for Huckett and probably Rymir, actually. In fact, now that I say that, no. Let's go for plated on Rymir as well. And then for the remaining Griffith here, actually a hazmat kind of makes sense, right? Because that means that you can stay in concealment or whatever. In my mind, that's justified, and the end. Yeah. So we got to roll the Exalt Long Lance on Clav. Have we got a regular mag rifle? Yes, we do. In fact, we've got 2 of them. Wow, what an interesting spread of weapons we're bringing here. And we do probably want to bring some extra toys with us. So let's see what that's going to look like. Blue screen on the engineers is a tried and true recipe for success. I think I can't decide whether it's better for Kalani to have the I'm gonna go with Griffith actually for the experimental magazine. And we'll throw a scope on there as well, and then Griffith will run Dragon rounds. I'd love to find another experimental magazine for sure. That would be quite a big upgrade actually. Where is our speed loader? There it is. Mag Cannon wants lightweight frame and something to help with reactions, which is the reflex. And I guess we'll roll reaction style with Kalani here too. So reflex sights. In fact, the lightweight frame can probably do some work. Do we want an expanded magazine on Kalani? Probably not, right? Let's just go with the foregrip. And now that I've thought about it a bit further, instead of the scope, we'll go with the suppressor for the Temnotic. And of course, we can't forget Old Faithful on the shotgun. No real AP to spend here. Everyone is as kitted out as we could possibly make them. Operation Stinking Smoke to stop the Advent retaliation is, I do declare, a go. Griffith, Rymir, Huckett, Flav, Grim and Kalani on scene today. And a bunch of Exalt
Sky Ranger
getting in the way.
deployed.
In position to drop.
Seems to be the case, but see how they do. Once again, going into things without that med kit. Because, you know, they like to live dangerously. The stasis vest's pretty big upgrade, and the extra point of armor is a significant bit of survivability as well. So I'm quite pleased overall at spending the cores that we did on that. I think I'd probably like to pick up another stasis, yeah, I think it was a stasis vest, and another plated vest.
One of our contacts in the
A bit more
Resistance says Advent
use cases for
peacekeepers
them
have
than
been
the
spotted conducting a sweep near an
hazmat,
outpost
certainly.
in this
We're off to
area.
Harmony
The aliens
Falls
won't hesitate
in the
to kill
western
anyone they
US.
find, so we're heading in to protect as many people as we can. Secure the camp and eliminate all hostile forces.
Feels like forever since our last retaliation mission.
Menace 1-5, hostile forces are attacking the outpost. Eliminate all enemy units and protect those civilians.
That we will,
SS came in
Central.
hot, and so did we. You won't have a concealed position for deployment on this one.
We do actually have concealment on 2 here. We've got concealment on Rymea and concealment on Griffith, which is pretty sweet. Looks like we have landed right in the corner. I mean, like, we'd have to have been here in order to be more in the corner. But we'll move forward in 2 directions with Griffith and Rymea and see what we can see here. This is a weird sort of thing, isn't it? Where did we just send Rymea? I've already forgotten. There. Okay, fine. Griffith, then I guess we can take even further forward.
Go.
Neither of them has spotted anything, so we have got the main objective to rescue at least 6 civilians. We've got 13 potential rescues, and we know from previous experience that the aliens love nothing more than gunning down civilians as much as possible. So I guess we'll beeline for this person and at least get 1 rescue on the board if we can.
Go!
Unfortunately, no high ground for
Getting it done.
Clav to speak of as of yet.
Getting it done. Will do.
But it looks like there's a few buildings ahead of us that we might be able to take advantage of. It's a Berserker and a Muton Harrier. I think we haven't seen one of them before, as far as I recall. And we don't know what's happening. We can just hear glass breaking and people saying words.
Got it covered.
Okay, so far so event free. Guess we'll go with event free. We'll pull Griffith right up to here, see what we can see.
Got a group of hostiles over here.
That is the group that we spotted in the middle there. Fear of Exalts is a trait that Rymea recently picked up. I actually completely neglected to remember that because, as I hope is becoming increasingly apparent, my memory ain't the most amazing thing. Is this a church? This is a church. We can move
Location
completely
confirmed.
up with everybody here, which is nice. Now, ultimate question. Are you a faceless though?
Time to motor. Move out.
No. Would have been pretty grim if it was. I'm not going to pretend otherwise.
Running. Moving out.
Yeah, so far being able to just beeline forward in the manner that we have is pretty sweet. Although it looks like these guys have just activated on us. That is a big gun that Muton Harrier is carrying. That's actually
They've seen me.
a really unfortunate activation now that I think about it.
You say so.
Because, I mean, huh? Yikes!
Advent forces on
And
the
we've got a
ground.
Viper Princess in our midst as well. Whoa. Okay. Just in case we thought this might be easy. This has gone completely out of hand. And that activation on us was really unfortunate. And just everything really, and another round of Fear of Exalt. Of course, we got there in the end, didn't
When we
we?
get back to base, we'll have to give our soldiers some time to heal.
This is not
Mentally
good.
and physically.
That was a fear laugh, for sure.
On the move.
At least he hunkered down.
Moving on target location.
Okay, just how many enemies have activated on us now?
I'm
Missed
pinned
the
down here.
target.
Not enough. If Rybia has anything to say about it.
Absolutely.
13. 13 including the ruler.
Moving to position.
Right. Kalani's stunned. Griffith's got 3 hit points left. Rymia's currently off on 1. This is bad. This is really bad. You're going to see a flank if you go there, aren't you? Yeah. Put you back here.
I'll go.
Okay, Berserker.
Trying to flank us.
No. For now, thanks. Let's go with you.
Yeah, big deal.
Vav probably just needs to take this ground to start making something happen. There's no cover up here. But yeah, we're going to need to do something. And Berserker's the only thing that Cloud's got in view right now, but that's fine. We'll take a 7.
I'm spotted.
I actually think we just want to go all in with Grim here rather than move. Unbelievable. That is not what we need right now, Grim. Come on, get it together. One more for the road, please. No. You missed 2 91% shots. You are the worst. Never bringing you on a mission again. Ugh, terrible. Let's mine this sucker. I'd go for the completely wrong target with Hooker. However, that enrage might actually benefit us. I don't know. Maybe not. No, that's an unconscious engineer. Bother. What a weird sounding gun. Okay, so it can shoot multiple times in one turn, but each shot isn't that intense, I guess? I hope? Well, that's would have actually been helpful last time round when, you know, we didn't want Rymia running off and activating every enemy on the map. Looks like that Berserker did just go for one of the Exalt, which is nice due to its enraged status. We're not dead, but this has gone poorly.
I'm on it. Not good.
Coming over here.
Whew. That was a
Moving to designated coordinates.
that was an intense across the map shot. Oh, now you land your hits, do you? Is that what you do, Grim? At least we got Kalani back up. We don't actually have a shot from Clav on that Viper, which isn't very good. That's the Princess. Princess is actually flankable by Grim, which is Griffith, sorry, which is something. It's a real shame that Clav can't make this connection, actually. We'll come back to Clav. Oops, wrong button. I actually... Oh yeah, Huckers just zonked at the moment, aren't they? I actually think we just need to kill this Berserker. Can you hit this? Come on, one more. One more for the road. Okay. Well then, that's something. Something alright. Rymir can manage for now. We don't really have a choice on that. I wonder if we can make a bit of a mess to the extent that Clav gets a shot on that Viper. Disorient on the Harriers and this Exalt is probably going to be super useful.
My position's been compromised.
Kalani does have a shot in the chamber to take here as well. Clav is still not open seasoned on the Frostling, and I've just realised it's because Clav's not presently braced. 69% worth a go. Kalani, nice work. You'll love to see it. Shame you didn't land the kill, but you know what? Take what you're given. I'm not too sure what to make of this Muton Harrier, to be entirely honest. What does it do? That's probably actually looking at it is a worthwhile thing to do. Single target grenade, small area effect, ignoring cover, but nothing else that special about it. It's just got a gun that sounds cool. Alright, well that's promising. Nevertheless, I don't really love keeping Clav here for much longer, especially now that they're down to 6 health. So I think actually what we'll do is get to this cover behind Grim. Still don't love it because what if I want to move Grim? I am going to want to move Grim. Okay, in which case actually this could work.
Here I come.
Yeah, that's gonna have to do. Rymir, I'm undecided on. Haven't taken the ability with Griffith that we probably should have. That lets Griffith fire with the pistol and then fire with the vector rifle. Irrespective of how big or little a threat this thing is, it can still kill Griffith if it so desires. It wants to. So I think Rymir's going to have to take a shot on it. Nice takeout there.
There you go.
And I actually think we'll use running gun to get out of dodge. That's probably the play, and we'll move back to this cover here. And we're hoping for a crit. Not going to pretend we're not. There we go. There's the crit. Okay.
I definitely got that one.
This is recoverable. Maybe. A bit. Probably. It does mean that we are just going to have to let some civilians soak some shots. Especially whilst we've got this Viper in our midst. But this is recoverable. For goodness sake, leave it alone.
Get underneath the armor.
This Berserker's doing some work for us.
Sure thing.
The more missed shots that Exalt have, the better. Nice. It's a positive that they've not really been able to kill many civilians, because that's more shots being sent away from us that allow us to actually do our jobs. Weird as it is to say that. You know, it's not like we're in here to protect the civilians or anything like that, you know. How do we want to play this then? Irrespective of nothing else, you're going to need a reload. Which isn't ideal, to be honest, but that's just the way she goes. I guess we shield charge this thing. Nice. That was a wonderful outcome. Okay, cool. Yeah. As far as outcomes go, that one, I'll take that one. Can you free Rymir? Snap freeze don't sound pleasant though. That means she's frozen.
I need ammo.
Where to?
Okay, the freeze didn't apply, which is good news. This is very flankable. So I think we'll just take the shot on the snake with Clav, because Clav's got those AP rounds. And I don't know whether or not the right decisions to just put some work into these Exalt units, or... No, I think we swing back here and we need this princess out of here. That's what we need. Another great crit.
Deflection.
Oh, it regens health, Sue. Of course it does. Why wouldn't it? Oh, that's scary. Please stop shooting at Griffith.
Fire in the zone.
Thanks. Okay. Oh!
I hope it's worth it.
And grenades. Fair enough.
Here, on my way.
There's a lot of armor shred going down there.
This looks a little ugly.
Quite glad that it went for Grim. Less glad that that missed. Kalani should be out of the freeze on our next turn. Whew.
Taking heavy fire.
And if Kalani's out of the freeze, then we could put a grenade to work here. Oof. That Berserker bearing down on Griffith isn't very pleasant looking either. But yeah, this grenade should make a pretty reasonable collection.
This is for you.
Certainly shreds the armor on the princess, which is super nice. Kalani, of course, does have that salvo. So is able to probably put some work into the Berserker when I think about this. We'll come back to that. Griffith, this is a terrifying situation for you to be in, and I don't like it. I imagine you don't like it. Just get out of there.
Got it. Moving.
You're in your 3 hit points. There is no cover to speak of, except for Grim. And these Exalt are actually quite a concern. The Viper Princess can do 3 to 5 damage, unless I'm horribly mistaken. Yes, it's down at the bottom, 3 to 5. It has got all of these wonderful things going on as well, but yeah, I think Exalt need to be the priority right now. So, can you land this kill? Yes.
I got it right. Coming
And
for
by
you.
landing that kill, you can now land this one too.
It's dead. It has to be dead.
And then you can duck
I
into
guess
this
that'll
little
be
bit of cover
okay.
here. I don't know how we're managing this, but we're managing this. terrifying. Do I just leave Grim here? Just to soak up a few more shots? Because Grim's got 14 health and the two... Yeah, you know what? We are. We're going to take this shot on the princess. Nice. And then... shield wall.
Roger, holding.
4 armor. Plus everything else. Can Kalani land this? No. No.
It's still moving.
We'll let Kalani off because Kalani's already done some good work this turn. And then I'm looking for an 87 from Clav here. Nice. Crit as well. Are you portaling? Is that what you're doing? Yes. Okay. Kalani's taken another stun. Hooker's just unconscious throughout all of this. I need to remind you of that.
Adjusting aim.
All this has gone on and Hooker's been knocked unconscious and is just quite happily chilling by that tree there.
That was close.
It's just down there, look.
Too close to the heat.
Concealment back on Griffith is super good. Wondering if we put a bit more damage into the Viper Princess here. And Griffith can't because they need a reload.
Back online.
You've got an 80% chance of actually putting some work into it. Yeah, give it a go. Okay, fine.
Adjusting sights. Running dry.
You need a reload, Clav, and we don't have much in the way of response to that berserker here, so I think we're just going to let it ride for another turn. Try and just get some damage into this thing. Okay, that's unfortunate dodge, for sure. Do we actually switch around here and just start getting work into the berserker? I mean, yeah, like... seems like a good idea given the shot percentages available. Gonna hang Grim one more time with that shield wall and hope that it works out in our favour. A bit brave, but should be able to manage a few hits at the very least. And then Griffith. If you land this shot, which you do,
One down.
that is cash money, sure. Alright. Somehow we're managing. For now, anyway. We had 13 enemies activate on us at once. And... still alive. No return fire successes from Grim this mission. I think that's the first shot that's landed on Grim in the last 2 turns though, so that's something. Kalani is back. Griffith, whilst in concealment, maybe could revive Hooker and get Hooker back into the fight. We've only got 3 enemies left, which is amazing. I don't know how, but I ain't going to question it, that's for sure. Grim, I think, will finally move into some cover. Kalani will move up and see about just putting some work in on this assault trooper here. The disorient is nice. Kind of wondering, okay, Clapper's flat doesn't have a shot, which you know, is what it is. Grim, move up into this bit of cover here and reload. You've done some... I know I got very angry with you for missing obvious shots before, but actually you've done some solid work this run. Almost there. Almost there. It's going to take a high damage roll / crit in order to land a kill on this. And I'm not sure that Rymir finds cover. Well, if it stays alive. But I think it's worth a go. Amazing. Simply amazing.
That's it. All in ass.
Huh. And we do find cover.
If you say so.
And hunker down, in fact.
Digging in.
Yeah. And then there's just this frostling and that hunter to deal with. And I don't know how, but we made it out of this once those two are dead. It looked extremely dicey at the start, but of course, there's also the faceless. We can't forget the faceless. Thank you, Mr. Advanced Hunter, for finding the faceless, so we didn't have to, of course. And actually, there's still 8 civilians. Yeah. Now, question, Griffith. You can't resurrect or do anything with Hooker, unfortunately. What you can potentially do is find that Advent Hunter for us. Which, yes, you manage it. Good job. Flav's now got shots on both enemies. 68 on Frostling, 67 over here. I think what we'll actually do is leave the target on the snake. And this does give Grim a shot at the faceless, which is probably worth taking. 71's not bad. Connects, good job.
Check it before you get too close.
And I feel like we just move Kalani forward. I'm not going for the 9 again. Like, it would be super grand if that happened, but we've got the alternative flanking shot to take here, so I think that's what we're going to do. Yeah. Nice kill secure there, and then there was a Viper Frostling. Good hit. It isn't dead, but good hit. And it overwatches. Well, we know what we do to ping that overwatch.
Incoming over here.
We lightning reflex them. We made it!
It's dead. Has
Menace
to be
1-5,
dead.
Holy
status
moly.
confirmed. We're not picking up any additional contacts. The AO is clear. Status confirmed. Mission accomplished.
Wow. We made it with the whole squad alive and 11 of 15 civilians rescued, and I've got no idea how. But we did, and that's what counts. Very, very scary mission for Griffith, but still managed to get some good work done nevertheless. 4 of 4 shot accuracy, 35 damage dealt, and 4 kills. So, like, with every shot, Griffith secured a kill. MVP to assault infantry is just the thing that happens, for sure, but landing some clutch kills nevertheless, in particular towards the end, and getting some serious damage in on the Viper Princess as well, which is super nice. Of course, now we've seen a Viper King, a Viper Princess, and a Viper Prince, which is unfortunately for Hooker, when they went down, they stayed down. Did manage to get 1 shot for 14 damage in the mix there, though, so that's something, I guess. Well, no, was it just 1 shot for 14 damage? I don't know. All I know is Hooker was present on that mission. Much better mission for Clav, for sure. Was able to actually get some work done without constantly having to reposition and what have you. Managed to get that work done without being in an optimal position as well. 32 damage and 5 to 5 shot accuracy. Grim just tanking it all, bringing it all, and then missing those 2 shots near the beginning of the mission. Missing those 2 shots was incredibly heartbreaking, but Grim made up for it, so we'll let him off. And Kalani tanked a few hits of her own as well, to be honest, and putting those grenades to work, as a sapper is wont to do, or wonton to do, as the case may be. Yeah, I've got no idea how we managed that mission. Let me rephrase. I've got no idea how we managed that mission with 0 deaths and all of those civilians rescued that we managed, and everything else in between. But we did. Could it have gone better? Probably. Do I care? No. What a time to be alive, huh?
As long as there's even one Reaper left standing.
And yeah,
You can bet there's still
Griffin's out for a little while, 12 days there. Can't say I'm surprised. Grim and Rymir, not so much on the wounds, but are probably going to need a bit of recovery time. Rymir's will is really, really poor. I think they've got like 39 or something. Hooker didn't even actually take wounding. The shield took the hit, and then they fell unconscious. It's like very Tyrion Lannister. Yeah, we did it. We did it. We got a couple of extra mag rifles for our I don't even know what I'm saying anymore.
Hello, Commander.
27 increase on the income. Ain't bad at all. This was looking horrible an episode or 2 ago, and now it's looking a little bit more healthy. And we've still got 13 people ready to go, which is pretty nice. Oh man, what a bit of a roller coaster, huh? I mean, I don't know if it was for you. It certainly was for me. But I don't know how we managed that, but we did, and I could leave today with a smile on my face, and hope you can too. Thank you very, very much, as always, and I'll see you next time. Take care.
You know, I've spent a lot of time thinking about these gene therapy clinics lately. It's tempting, right? You can treat your body like garbage, then stop in for a quick tune-up and you're good to go. Of course, if you believe the rumors, you might also get yourself turned into an Advent bird.